6 o'clock news starts right now.
If you have scrolled through social media today, you might have seen these pictures. They're of the students and the teachers killed inside Robb Elementary.
You may have also seen an article by the Washington Post released today. It includes crime scene photos and firsthand accounts of survivors and first responders from 11 different mass shootings where an AR-15 was used.
Some of the most graphic images coming from classrooms 111 and 112 at Robb. There were also photos from the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs, where 26 people were killed in 2017.
I want to make something clear now. We here at KSAT are not going to be sharing the images or describing them out of respect to the families.
And in honoring their wishes, Lee Waldman explains the intention from the victims' families in sharing different photos today.
It's no secret that what happened inside Robb Elementary was horrifying. 19 children and 2 teachers killed. Today, nearly a year and a half after the Uvalde school massacre, we're seeing some of what was left behind in the gunman's wake in an article published by the Washington Post with graphic pictures included. Many of the families of those victims sharing tributes to their loved ones on social media today to make sure they're remembered as they were before their deaths. Stephen Garcia sharing a photo of his daughter Ellie, writing, "Don't relive it. Just keep walking forward with us. Thank you." Lives Robb, the nonprofit started by some of the families, shared a video of the 21's photos sharing, "This is how we choose to remember our loved ones." Amory Joe's mom, Kim Garcia, sharing a picture of her daughter smiling and the caption, "My beautiful, sassy, caring, artistic, protective, blunt, but sweet, sweet girl. You are so loved, and I want you to always be remembered as that." Irma Garcia's photo was shared by her sister Marissa, who wrote she wants Irma to be remembered for her kindness and love. Maite's mom shared her photo with a green heart the day before her heavenly birthday and wrote, "When life was perfect." And finally, the mother of AJ Martinez, one of the survivors of room 112, who was hurt in the shooting, asked for their kids to be remembered too, because they hurt every day, especially being there in those moments. While the images shared by the Post today are graphic, Brett Cross, Uzziah Garcia's guardian, says people cannot look away from what happened on May 24th.
See the true reality of what these mass shootings are, because yes, you see it on the news and it doesn't happen here, but it does.
Cross says he'll still share other pictures of Uzziah smiling like the other families are, but wants people to know that's not what Uzziah's last moments were.
It plays over in my mind all the time. He wasn't smiling. He didn't look like he did in these pictures. He was terrified.
The Washington Post did let the families of the Robb Elementary victims and survivors know the photos were coming out today before they were released, just like they did with the other families of the 10 mass shootings they covered. They also released an additional article sharing the discussion behind the release of these photos. Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
New details today in a SWAT raid that for all of yesterday was a big mystery.
We have now learned that raid was connected to the murder and waterboarding of a man found dead in a ditch more than a year ago. This case dates back to April of 2022. On the 22nd of that month, Joe Anthony Guerra was found dead. That is when the body of 31-year-old, he was 31 years old, he was found in a ditch with several broken bones. There is cell phone video depicting what investigators say was the beating of that victim.
2 months later, June 2022, Esteban Xavier Flores arrested on an unrelated charge and a mugshot. 2 months later, in June 2022, Esteban Xavier Flores was arrested on a charge unrelated to this. There's some video on the suspect's phone that allegedly shows the assault. That's when investigators say they found video on that cell phone showing Flores and 2 other suspects beating the victim unconscious. Flores, other suspects accused of waterboarding the victim after that. Court records say the video also shows the suspects waterboarding the victim by holding a cloth over his head and pouring water on his face.
So investigators say that for hours after that, the victim was kept in that house, moved to a bathtub at some point. Now, according to arrest records, all of this transpired at this house on Bassey Road. That's the video you're looking at yesterday. That's where that raid took place. It's the same place where yesterday morning around 6:30, neighbors say they heard a lot of large sounds, booms, blasts. We couldn't get much information about that yesterday, but we found all those details out today about those two arrests. Let's take a look at the pictures of those men that were arrested for that murder. Esteban Flores and Paul Chacon, both under arrest.
The Oilers now, and tonight 2 men are in custody in connection to nearly a three-year-old case where a teen was found beaten and dead in Elmendorf. Bexar County records show that Bobby Tovar and Manuel Guzman Escalante were arrested earlier this week for the death of 17-year-old Oscar Rangel. Back on December 31st, 2020, Rangel's family reported him missing after telling police he was at a friend's house. His body was found that morning outside of a home. The arrest affidavit states Tovar and Guzman Escalante were with Rangel the night before. It goes on to say the three were taking illegal drugs that night. Authorities say the two men were angry with Rangel over a $10 debt, so they took him to the house where his body was found and beat him up. When questioned, Guzman Escalante told police they thought Rangel was knocked out. Both are now being charged with manslaughter. We continue now our Texas Crime Stories series on the Texas 7. At 5 o'clock, we spoke about the brazen escape and how they were caught.
Erica Hernandez recently went to Livingston, Texas, where those on death row are housed in the Polinsky unit. More than 2 decades later, one of the last surviving members of the Texas 7, Patrick Murphy, speaks about that daring escape and why he believes he should not be on death row.
Since 2004, Patrick Murphy has called death row home. Now 62, he doesn't do many interviews, but decided to grant ours. Nothing was off limits as Murphy spoke in detail about being part of the Texas 7.
When you hear the words Texas 7, what does that mean to you?
A bad period of time. I necessarily don't like the label, but there's nothing I can do about it. And that's what we were at the time. We were the Texas 7.
Murphy spoke about how George Rivas was planning the escape.
George Rivas was planning it for a long time. I probably became active in the planning in the last 6 months. So it was a very long, drawn-off plan.
Did you think at the time that it was actually going to be successful?
At the time, I did think it could be successful. But like everything, once you actually start in something, the plan goes out the window.
The plan worked, and the group was on the loose for 6 weeks. The night Officer Aubrey Hawkins was killed, Murphy says he didn't take part in the shooting. In fact, he said he wasn't even with the other 6 when Officer Hawkins was killed.
My role in that was strictly as a driver, and I was monitoring the radios, and I had warned them that there was a police officer in the area, and I actually told them to get out, to leave, but they didn't at that time.
Because of the Texas law of parties by association, Murphy was given the same sentence as the others, the death penalty.
Because capital murder was not planned, okay? But I don't feel that I should be eligible for the death penalty because of my role.
Patrick Murphy was given an execution date back in March 2019, but at the last hour he was given a stay of execution, but not because of the law of parties. Coming up on the Night Beat, Murphy will talk to us about what should have been his last day alive and why he's at peace with his next possible execution date. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio police and Crime Stoppers are looking for the suspect who shot and killed a teenager more than 3 years ago on the north side. Police say back in July of 2020, neighbors reported hearing screaming on McCullough Avenue near Oblate Drive. When officers went there to investigate, they found 17-year-old Darnilio Garza dead. Police say he'd been shot twice, but they don't know who pulled the trigger.
Police also want to find the driver of this vehicle used in a deadly hit-and-run case. It happened back on October 25th. San Antonio police say Noemi Yanez was riding her bicycle east across South General McMullen when someone driving a blue SUV hit and killed her. That driver took off from the scene. If you have any information on either of these cases, call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
Well, you see pothole problems on streets every single day. Well, now Bexar County is working for an easier fix to those.
RJ Marquez got an exclusive look at a new material being used to make our roads stronger and safer.
This might look like some run-of-the-mill road work, but this asphalt is setting a path for drivers for years to come.
We are actually sequestering carbon in asphalt. A lot of people talk about getting CO2 out of the atmosphere, and we're actually doing it.
Bexar County is the first in the country to use this technology on the roads, which strips carbon from natural gas to create this new type of asphalt.
Natural gas is a really kind of core part of our life. The problem is that when we burn natural gas, we release a lot of CO2 to atmosphere.
Our crew got a behind-the-scenes look at how this all works.
So you imagine if you can get a stronger road with a lower CO2 footprint and do it at the same price.
Well, this is what sequestered carbon looks like right here. As you can see that this version has already been laid down on the roadway, patched up, so it's ready for drivers to drive on this road within minutes. But the benefits of this asphalt are long-term.
It's going to last longer. We won't have to come out as many times to patch it. And drivers will have less inconvenience.
The county is teaming up with Modern Hydrogen and road recyclers to patch up as many potholes with the new asphalt.
What you're seeing here today is the very first time that this material has been put down on a public roadway. Everybody has to look at speed and constructability of a process and a way to maintain their roads.
The county's pilot program will last 6 months, and crews will then evaluate the asphalt, but there are no signs that this technology is slowing down.
We're always trying new products that are eco-friendly, that will help the environment, that will help the air quality.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a live look at the roads out there right now. This is the TransGuide camera here at Loop 410 in Culebra. A lot of headlights and taillights. Roads are packed during the 6 o'clock commute, but at least it looks like, especially coming onto the highway there on the on-ramp and the main lanes, everybody is moving along.
Doesn't look especially fun, though.
No, it doesn't.
No. Meanwhile, let's go talk weather with our friend Adam Caskey and the fact you are not all that bullish on our rain chances, Adam.
No, I'm not. Actually, Justin Horn and Mia Montgomery had to convince me to even put 10% on Monday. That's been our debate right now. We're all in agreement on the cold front arriving, when it does, and what it's going to do to temperatures. And you see speaking of temperatures, look at our highs across our area today. A big difference, 60s basically east of I-37 and I-35, where the low fog and clouds held tight throughout the day, but where we've had sunshine, we made it into the 70s. Del Rio, a high of 75. Cotulla up near 80 degrees, and I think a lot of us will be near 80 in just a few days. 49 this morning, 65 this afternoon officially in San Antonio, so actually a little below average. Turning even cooler next week. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Thank you, Adam. We want to put shoes on little feet. Still ahead on the news at 6. Our KSAT community Share the Shoes phone bank going on right now. This is a live picture after the break. We're hearing from a member of SAPD who helps put on the shoe drive and give you ways to help. 351-1363, the number to call.
You guys got closed down. They suspended your license temporarily. How long were you guys closed?
About a week.
The reason why this Mexican restaurant was temporarily shut down by the health department last month and what they've done to correct the problems behind their kitchen door. That and more tonight on The Night Beat.
All right, I've got some numbers I want you to think about. First, 210-351-1363. And then think about putting thousands of pairs of shoes on needy children's feet. That's what we're going to talk about with Amanda Ramirez. She's the Community Engagement Supervisor for SAPD. Amanda, thank you for being here and being part of this, and your fellow officers here as well. What does this mean? What does the Share the Shoes effort that's with Zapatos mean to the San Antonio Police Department?
Well, we absolutely love working with Zapatos and KSAT. This is our 5th year, so we do it all the time. We love putting on the shoes on the kiddos at school. We have the ability to do that, so we absolutely love it.
Hey, talk about that. I mean, when the donations that you make today go right to the feet of kids in San Antonio.
That is correct. So every donation that we get will benefit the Zapatos for the children here locally at Bexar County.
Yeah. All right. I want to talk about a Spurs giveaway we have going on right now. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So if you donate a pair of shoes, you will get one voucher, which is 2 tickets to the Spurs game.
And that's at any substation?
Any substation, that is correct.
Not headquarters.
Right.
Just the substation.
Yes,
All right. Somebody's out there, they're thinking about donating. Why should they donate to this effort?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's local, it's here in the community, will benefit the kiddos here locally in Bexar County. So yes, we love those kiddos. So each kiddo needs a pair of shoes.
What's it like to see these kids get these shoes?
Oh, it pulls out the heartstrings for us. We look, putting on those shoes on those kids, we absolutely love it. So it's very heartwarming for us. So and we enjoy it.
I can tell it means a lot. Yes. And you can tell it means a lot to these officers too, many of whom are here manning the phones right now. 210-351-1363, the number to call. This phone line will be open until 7 o'clock tonight. Donate shoes, money. They will take socks. There are so many different things that you can help in this Share the Shoes effort. Amanda, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Shoes, so simple, such an easy way to give. Thanks, Steve. Let's take a look outside with live cam right now. You know, the kids went off to school this morning, Adam. It was sunny. You looked outside 20 minutes later, and I swear I thought my windows were terribly dirty all of a sudden.
Right?
It was all this fog that rolled in. What happened?
Yeah, you were in the sweet spot. That fog deck developed east of town and then drifted westward, and we're going to have another round of fog tomorrow morning. We're going to get to that in a moment. I'll show you the fog futurecast, but I want to start with some good news. That's what we all like and want. Let's start with the drought monitor from last week. We all know it's updated every Thursday. This is last week's drought monitor. A lot of red, particularly closer to the Gulf coastline. Now let's fast forward to today, and that is erased. 3 to 6 inches of rainfall over the past week closer to the Gulf Coast. Okay, do it one more time for you. I know, I like this. I always get excited about this. Last week, and then this week, big improvements. Yay, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Myra. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's good to see that. Obviously, we still need more rainfall, but this is how you get rid of drought. You chip away at it. We still have the exceptional and extreme drought, Bexar County, San Antonio, and locations northward, especially up 281, even into Gillespie County. And unfortunately, I don't have the best news going forward through the next 7 to 10 days in terms of rain. However, now 54% of Texas is in drought. That's more than a 10% improvement just over this time last week. So the pattern we were in was beneficial as a whole for the Lone Star State. Right now, Big Blue H, upper level high, influencing our weather. We're not crystal clear, high and dry, but we are dry. We just have this conveyor belt of upper level Pacific moisture arcing up and around that upper level high. Of course, that clockwise circulation steering it from the Pacific right overhead. That's going to flatten out and move away. Our next system is this big upper level low that we've been talking about all week, still just parked over the Pacific. But a beautiful system. You can look closely at the little swirls and vortices within it. When you switch over to the water vapor imagery, very, very cool, classic upper level low. That's going to be moving eastward. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to bring much, if any, rainfall to our area. It'll bring rain into other parts of the U.S., but around here, we're talking a 10% chance Sunday and a 10% chance on Monday. Here's another look at those high clouds that have been streaming overhead, and even the areas of fog earlier this morning, that fog bank that was basically splitting Bexar County in half for a while. The eastern half was foggy and low clouds, and the western half actually had some sunshine. Now, going forward into tomorrow morning for the commute, I do anticipate more fog to develop. Here's our futurecast. The computer's keeping the fog mainly east of I-35. I personally don't think that's going to be the case. I think it'll be spread across more of Bexar County and surrounding areas and not just limited to locations east of I-35. But by 9, 10 o'clock, it clears out and we're back to sunshine. Temperature-wise tomorrow morning, low to mid-50s, 55 we think officially around downtown, 53 Castroville, 50 in Bulverde, New Braunfels 53. After that morning fog, we get some sunshine in the afternoon, some of those high clouds. By noon, we're up to 67, and then a high temperature of 78 degrees, mixture of sun and clouds. But that's 80 in Comfort, 80 in Pleasanton, south side of town, Stinson Airport 78. Cold front hits. Still 80 on Monday, but notice how we drop down into the low 60s for highs by Tuesday of next week. Actually, that cold front, it's going to come with some wind. We'll talk about how high the wind's going to be with that transition on Tuesday and talk more about Thanksgiving weather coming up at 6:45.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
All right. Spurs, Thunder, they're both young teams. Yeah. But they're at a little different place in their development right now.
Yeah, absolutely. The Thunder, I don't want to say they're peaking, but they're definitely playing much better than the San Antonio Spurs. So the other night in the Spurs' 6th straight loss, the two, well, they tangled a little bit because of Zach Collins right there. So was that a bad thing or what? Plus, in college football, Coach Sark, how does he respond to some bulletin board material that the Cyclones have provided? Coming up. After practicing yesterday, the Spurs are off today ahead of their game tomorrow night with the Sacramento Kings, the start of a 4-game homestand for the Silver and Black. Tuesday night at OKC, and the Spurs 123-87 lost to the Thunder. Things got a bit chippy early in the fourth quarter when Zach Collins tried to tie up Thunder guard Vasily Micic. Kendrick Williams didn't like it, so he retaliated. Both Williams and Collins received technical fouls. Yesterday, Malachi Branham was asked if that's just frustration with how things are going.
Just a soft.
Not really, none of that. It was just hard fouls. Hard fouls, don't let them get and ones and stuff like that. So, just it wasn't. I don't feel like it was nothing dirty, towards them or, anything. It was, just making a hard play. That was it.
Spurs will host the Kings tomorrow night at 6:30 in another NBA in-season tournament group play contest. Winners of 4 straight, the Texas Longhorns will take their show on the road to Ames to face the Iowa State Cyclones Saturday night. Texas is 9-1 overall, 6-1 in the Big 12, and primed for an appearance in the Big 12 championship game. Now, it's no secret the Horns have struggled with the Cyclones in years past, prompting Cyclones offensive lineman Gerard Hufford to recently say he doesn't think the Horns really know what is going to be coming for them, and it's going to be one heck of a farewell present to send them off to the SEC with a loss. During his weekly presser, Horns head coach Steve Sarkisian talked about bulletin board material.
The reality of it is, as much of that gets said kind of publicly week to week or not week to week, I think our players hear things, indirectly. And we try not to just put too much into that. We try to focus on our mission, and we've been on a mission since week 1, and that mission continues Saturday night. So we try to keep the focus on us. We try to be enamored with what we need to do to play the game at the level that we're capable of playing.
Number 7 Texas will play at Iowa State Saturday night at 7, and the Horns are favored by 7.5 points.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Led by rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud, the Houston Texans are 5-4 this season and second in the AFC South behind Jacksonville. And they currently own the final AFC wild card spot. How about that? Running back Devin Singletary was named AFC Offensive Player of the Week after he had 30 carries for a career best 150 yards and 1 touchdown in the Texans' thrilling 30-27 win at the Bengals.
Man, it's huge. I mean, I definitely felt like he deserved it. He's somebody who works his tail off, man, and he's came a long way in his career, all the way back at FAU to here, and he's always been a really good back. But people have always doubted him, his size and everything. But man, he proves people wrong, and proves himself right consistently. The
Texans will host the Cardinals Sunday at noon. In the UIL Volleyball State Tournament, Davenport currently leads Salina 1-0 in that 4A semifinal. Last check, that match was late in the second set. We'll have more for you on this match on the Night Beat.
Bring it home.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Your medical questions answered in Doc Talk coming up next.